Hi guys, welcome to the video. I am Skulder, part of Lone Skull, and I wanted to do a little bit of a video with my top 7 tips on how to get the best out of your Jason of choice in Friday the 13th. First thing to note is there are many different Jasons in this game, different pros and different cons for each, different kills for each, different weapons for each, and different looks for each. So really it's going to be down to personal preference and how you like to play the game. Personally, I like to have a good amount of traps, be able to smash down the doors pretty quickly and without too much effort, and to be able to move quite quickly. Top tip number 1. Always place your traps. Doesn't matter which Jason you choose, they'll all have traps. Some of them will have more than others. So depending on which Jason that you choose, just make sure that you use your traps as well as you possibly can. Personally, I always like to start with the telephone fuse box, purely because I don't really want counselors to be able to get up there and call the cops too early in the game. It's a lot easier for them to escape by the cops than it is by going through the car or surviving the night, for example. So I want to try and get that blocked off as soon as I can in the game, just so that it will slow them down considerably from being able to call the cops too soon. Another thing that I like to do early in the game is trap up the vehicles, specifically the cars. This again is really going to slow down the counselors from being able to escape, because not only do they have to find a battery, they're going to also have to put out your trap before they'll be able to put the battery in there. If you're lucky, they won't see it and they'll walk straight over it and get trapped themselves. But if not, they're going to have to use a pocket knife that they'll find in any of the drawers around the map to be able to actually put that trap out before they can put the battery in there. And like I said, it's definitely going to slow them down. If you have enough traps, I would definitely suggest that you put multiple traps around the vehicle. Firstly in front of the battery, and secondly around where the fuel pump would be. Personally, I don't like to use traps outside of windows, because if you think about it, most of the cabins in the game have a lot of windows, and the chances of you putting a trap down on one of them and the counselor leaving the building through that same window that you've trapped up when there's so many to choose from is kind of slim to none. So it's kind of like a wasted trap for me, so I wouldn't personally bother. Top tip number 2. Always make sure that you get into the habit of smashing windows. Again, purely to slow the counselor down. If they have to climb out of the window and that window is broken, they're going to hurt themselves. And if they're injured enough, it's going to basically stop them from being able to run away from you, which is going to allow you to get that kill a lot more easily. Top tip number 3, save your shift for the perfect moment. The shift ability is really handy if you're chasing someone down, especially if they have a head start on you. And what you don't want to do is use that too early and still not actually catch up to them. So just make sure that you save that for the exact moment where you know that you can hit that shift button, catch up to your counselor, grab them and get that kill. Sometimes they're going to have a pocket knife, sometimes you might just cut it short and not quite manage to grab them when you come out of the shift, but if you can get that timing absolutely perfect, I guarantee you'll get an epic kill. Top tip number 4, watch those blind corners. Camp counselors can be really bloody sneaky, hiding just out of sight so that when you run past them, they'll be able to turn around and run straight by you. They'll be able to kind of see you coming and they'll be able to run straight by you if they're hiding in that perfect spot behind a door, behind a wardrobe, or even just completely just out of sight where you can't see them. So always make sure when you're walking into a room, if you have time, just pan the camera around a little bit and just make sure you can see everything in the room. Another thing you should get into the habit of doing as well is when you're coming up to a blind corner, if you suspect that a counselor has just run that way and might be hiding just out of sight, get into the habit of just going around the corner and going straight in for the grab, because I can guarantee you will save so much frustration if you can get somebody before they manage to hit you in the face with a frying pan. Believe me, it's happened to me a lot of times and it makes you want to kill somebody. Top tip number 5, always try and pick up the throwing knives. I know it might seem a little bit tedious, especially with the amount of throwing knives that are around the map, but trust me, they are extremely handy. If you throw a throwing knife at a counselor as they're trying to climb in or out of a window, it'll just stop them dead in their tracks, which is going to be fantastic if you're close enough to just grab them and get the kill, especially throwing them through that broken window. You'll find them in doors. You'll find them in just trees. They're everywhere, and trust me, the more you've got, the better. Top tip number 6, power boxes. On the map, you'll notice 3 little lightning symbols against some of the cabins. These are the power boxes to, well, the power, obviously, and all of the lights around the camp. So if you knock out these boxes, you're going to take out the power completely from certain parts of the map. It'll stop the counsellors from being able to see. It'll stop them from being able to call for help. And more importantly, it'll freak them out. So if you're close enough to somebody and you hit out that power box, it's going to blur their vision when they're playing the game because you're around and it's dark. And they're terrified, of course. Who wouldn't be? Top tip number 7, smash the radios. Trust me, smash the radios. Yeah, they're awesome, you get some really cool music, and when you play as a counsellor you get to dance and use all your little cute little motes on there, but trust me, when you're playing as Jason, smash the radios. They will really, really confuse your sensibility. So if you're trying to find even just one counsellor left on the map and you're trying to find them, you'll see a little symbol on the screen that says, yay, look, there's a counsellor over here. No, it's probably a radio. I mean, don't by all means go out of your way to smash the radios, but if you're in a cabin and there's one there, please, please trust me, smash it. Into 1,000 little pieces, smash it. Well, there you have it, guys. That is my top 7 tips for playing as Jason in Friday 13th, the game. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that you can think of that I haven't put in this video. If you agree with my comments, if you don't agree with them, let me know. And if you try any of these tips out that you haven't tried before and they work for you, again, let me know. And if you want to see us play this game more often as well, guys, check us out on twitch.tv/Lone Skull. And hey, if you're a PS4 player and you want to get involved, send us a quick comment and let us know with your details and we'll happily get you involved. Thanks, guys.